And now we're working breaking news in our Target 12 investigators exclusive hidden house rep.
Right now, the Providence Board of Canvassers is hearing testimony and reviewing evidence over whether State Representative John Carnevale actually lives in the district he was elected to serve.
It all stems from our undercover investigation, which caught the embattled lawmaker spending most of his time at a property in Johnston, not the Providence home where he's registered to vote.
Target 12 investigator Tim White is live inside Providence City Hall now with the breaking details.
Mike and Shannon, I am on the 5th floor of Providence City Hall in the hallway outside the room where this hearing is taking place. A couple of headlines for you. First of all, an about face by the chairwoman Claudia Hagan of the Providence Board of Canvassers. As you may recall, yesterday she declined to have any additional testimony than what was already going to be called at this hearing, and she declined to have any other evidence entered than what was already there. Today, she says she's had a change of heart after reading a statement from Providence Mayor Jorge Elorza urging her to change her mind, and she did that. The first person to take the stand was the head of Human Resources. She tells the board that some of Carnevale's retirement benefits as a Providence police officer they are sent to the Providence home inside his district, but others, including dental and prescription drug information, is sent to his Johnston home. So there was some conflicting information there. But the most compelling testimony so far has been from Providence Police Lieutenant Richard Fernandez. He says he got a phone call from John Carnevale on July 11th, an important date because that was 2 days before this the first hearing into his residency, and he testified that Carnevale asked him both on the phone and then later in a text to intentionally write him a parking ticket, write Carnevale a parking ticket at his Providence home. Carnevale, he says, did not tell him why he wanted to do that, but Lieutenant Fernandez offered up his opinion as to why that happened, and here's what he had to say.
What did you think this odd request had in relation to the ongoing matter before the Board of Canvassers?
You ask my opinion, what I think?
Yes.
What I think?
What's your opinion?
I would think that he was trying to use that violation as some form of validating that he resides at that residence. That's what I was surmised. That's what I would think.
So this isn't easy for Lieutenant Fernandez. I should tell you a couple of things. He said in there that he does consider John Carnevale a friend, and by the way, he was on vacation and drove up away from his family to testify here today. He says he felt compelled to raise this issue with his superiors because he was keenly aware of the questions surrounding his Carnevale's residency. I should tell you, I do expect a vote to happen today. Again, we're here because the state GOP filed a complaint challenging John Carnevale's voter registration after a Target 12 investigation raised serious questions about where exactly he lives. You can watch the hearing right now live streaming on WPRI.com, and I will have an updated report for you coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, live inside Providence City Hall, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
We're also tracking developing news on our Target 12 exclusive investigation, Hidden House Rep. Day 2 of a hearing in the John Carnevale saga is going on right now.
New at 6, we're hearing more from that hearing, including comments from Providence Public Safety Commissioner Stephen Perry. Let's get right to Target 12 investigator Tim White live at Providence City Hall with the latest developments.
Mike, Shannon, I'm on the 5th floor of Providence City Hall in the hallway just outside where this hearing is taking place. The first thing that you need to know about this is there has been an about face by the chairwoman of the Board of Canvassers, Claudia Hagan. Yesterday said she didn't want any additional testimony or evidence. After a statement was released by Mayor Jorge Elorza urging her to change her mind, she did that, and we're getting more testimony and evidence today. First off, Representative Carnevale added a little more clarity about the property he says he lives in Providence. He says he sleeps in the basement of a unit he rents out to 2 people, and there is a child also in that unit. He says he goes up the stairs to use the bathroom and the kitchen. But the most compelling testimony came from Lieutenant Richard Fernandez of the Providence Police Department. He says Carnevale asked him to intentionally write him parking tickets at the Providence home, likely because he wanted to use that as documentation that he lived there. Commissioner Stephen Perry then took the stand and had strong words about the incident. Here's what he had to say.
So it was a request by a civilian, although a retired Providence police officer, so he has a lot of friends, as Lieutenant Fernandez described him. And so it was a request to issue a violation that his car was going to be parked illegally in front of Barbara Street. And it's rare and it's odd, and I take offense for him trying to use the Providence Police in that capacity. He shouldn't do that as a retired member, and I take it serious. And this command staff and this police department takes those kinds of requests serious.
So what did Carnevale have to say about that? Well, initially he refused to answer any questions, saying that the evidence was handed over to the state police, but the board compelled him to answer, and he said that the officer was mistaken, that in fact he had asked him not to write him a parking ticket, and he has it wrong. So essentially his testimony is being pitted against Lieutenant Richard Fernandez, who again says he asked him to intentionally write him tickets at that Providence address. There may be a decision tonight. We're going to be here. Remember, the GOP filed this complaint after a Target 12 investigation raised questions about where Rep. Carnevale actually lives. If you're interested, you can watch it streaming live on WPRI.com. And of course, we're going to have the latest for you tonight at 10 o'clock on Fox Providence and 11 o'clock right here on WPRI 12. Live in Providence, Tim White, Eyewitness News.